Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. I'm your host, Travis, and today we are continuing on with a series for the Devilish Valet. So we've done a lot of multiple combined colors with the color pie. And today we're doing just pure mono red, which I haven't seen done. New Capenna is where Devilish Valet made his entrance. I like that. And there's a treasure focus there. And we're playing poker. Fine. Counterspell? Counterspell! So the treasure component naturally paired you up with green in the New Capenna series alone, in that expansion. We had good kind of thing going on with red and white, and we made several kinds of things there. And let's just keep attacking with Squee until a valet shows up. Look at how much land they already got. Okay, we get a poison counter. Do not have two more spells. One more spell would be okay. There we go. Excuse me. Look. 1, 2, 4 to match their 4. Everything's so perfect for them. I need a land. Thank you.
I'm ready to fight.
Me too.
Mirrodin, lend me your flame.
Say hello to Koth. Is that another flyer? No. Good. Hello. He gets to create the Sentinel already. Okay, what are we gonna do? I guess we do this. And we go get more land.
I'll never forget the home we lost.
Okay, next. Destroy target artifact. And now we have some chump blockers. Mountains, mountains. More mountains, please.
We have the high ground.
Squee! What? They just quit? Well, it's not a Squee deck, though. You might think it. We'll go in and show you the whole deck. Alright, what do we got for a card? Ooh, Siege Veteran! Yes! I need 4 of those total, and I think that only gives me 2. We are slowly building up our collection. Okay, Devil's Exhibition. That's what we're at. For anybody new, if you haven't been to Tpull's Corner before, we've got a number of different series. The Devilish Valet is one of them. You can go look on the YouTube, just organize it by playlist, and it's there. And you can see all the previous color combinations we've done. They've been really fun decks. But as always, we start with our star, Devil Warrior 1/3 with Trample and Haste. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you double the Valet's power until end of turn. So we go from 1, if we get 4 creatures down, that goes to 2, 4 to 8 to 16. He'll be a 16/3. We got 4 copies in the deck. There are other colors, like white is really good at creating tokens. Green's pretty good at creating tokens. We've done other kinds of strategies with counters with them, with white. There's been all sorts of different neat combinations we could do with the Valet. I wanted to see what we could do with just red. So we've got Daring Escape. Target creature gains +1 and first strike until end of turn, plus you get to scry. This is because if you go up against an opponent who has first strike or double strike, Valet can't get through even with his trample. So this would enable him, if we have lethal, hopefully we've got the timing right, we could give him first strike so that his trample damage still gets over and hits the opponent. That's really important. We've got Experimental Synthesizer. We could use it to exile the top card of our library and play it. If we want to exile or sacrifice it later, we can get a creature. For removal, Flame Blessed Bolt. We have Gleeful Demolition, which gives us the 3 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens. So that would just destroying a treasure token would give us those 3 and pump him up to 8, and for just 1 mana. You can't beat that. If I wanted to do more stuff along those lines, I might just go for 4 of these and see what we could get away with. Sticky Fingers. Ideally, we want to put it on the Valet early on so that we can attack even for 1 or 2 points, but it gives us treasure. Because even though I have the standard number of lands, like I didn't skimp on the lands. We've got average is 3.3, but that's misleading. We'll get to that in a second. We've got 18 creatures, which should be enough. But the key is I've got 1 for 9, Skitter Beam Battalion. We're just going to cast that for 5. So our actual average mana cost is a little bit lower. But when it enters the battlefield, you create 2 tokens that are copies. Again, that'll put Devilish Valet up to 8 as well. What else do we have? We have Aki Emberkeeper. Whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, you create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. I was thinking about replacing him because we don't have a lot of modifieds, but it does come into play sometimes, and it was key in one of my playtesting battles. Antagonize to give +4/+3, just a little battle tactic. Riveteer's Requisitioner. I don't usually blitz him in, but whenever he dies, we get a treasure token. That's important because my experience, I get land starved a lot. I've also flooded out where I've got like 9 lands and my opponent's only gotten 5, but the other 4 that he got were good spells that killed me. So it's not good to flood out or to be starved, but the last 3 days I've had a lot of starvation. So Phyrexian Dragon Engine, double strike, we can use Unearth, and when he enters the battlefield from the graveyard, we can discard our hand. We'll ideally do that when we don't have anything in our hand, and we'll just use it to draw 3 cards. The Valet, of course. This is the title of the deck, Devil's Exhibition, after the Exhibition Magician, who can give us a green and white citizen creature token or treasure, whatever we need the most of. 2 Face Breakers that have menace, and when they do combat damage, we get treasures. 3 of Squee, as you saw. Whenever he attacks, we create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking, and we can bring him out by paying the exile cost from the graveyard. Searchlight Companion is a flyer, also creates a token, so we can double up the Valet a couple times from that. Mishra's Onslaught also creates 2 tokens, or we can just go wide if we have a lot of creatures, we can give them all +2 till the end of the turn. Atsushi the Blazing Sky, another way for us to get treasure tokens if he dies, but also a good 4/4 flyer, in case we come up against a good flying deck. Jaya the Negotiator, we can create a token every turn for a chump blocker, we can exile cards and play them, or a little bit of removal with our -2 ability to attack. Does damage equal to the number of attacking creatures to your chosen enemy creature. And Koth, giving us no problems with land, and a little removal with his -3. If we're fortunate to get enough to get to the emblem, that would also be awesome. Monoform Hellkite, 4/4 flying dragon. So we don't have a lot of defense against dragon, but this against flying, but this is our 3rd flying creature. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a illusion creature with flying and haste. So if he's out and the Devilish Valet is out, suddenly our instants also create tokens that double Valet's power. So that's a nice little way that even your sorceries and instants can go ahead and help the Valet out, even though they're not creatures. 2 copies of Stenzia Uprising. We get a creature, a 1/1 at the end of each turn. It doesn't help us for attacking our opponent with the Valet, but if we do get up to 13, doing 7 damage to any target can be really cool. And having a 1/1 chump blocker come out at the end of every turn can also keep us alive long enough to deal the damage. Only 1 board strike, so it's kind of risky, right? Or board wipe. Burn down the house. We could also use it to create the 3 red devil tokens. I have another copy of this. Maybe I should have it in there, but I went with 2 copies of Mightstone and Weakstone for individual creature removal instead. And 1 Pugnacious Pugilist. Whenever he attacks, you create the devil creature token. and one over the top. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top of the library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control. All permanent cards get put onto the battlefield, the rest into their graveyard. So I'm hoping that we'll have more creatures out than they do. And if we come up against like a blue deck that has a bunch of instants and sorceries, hopefully whatever they draw for their deck just goes straight into the graveyard and helps us out. So that's the idea. It's mostly token generation to help pump up the valet. I had a good run and then I had a bad run where I lost like 4 in a row. We've both won and lost against Phyrexian poison decks. We beat mono red aggro twice in a row. So let's see. I think I'm done tweaking the deck. So let's see what happens with the final product here. I don't have much in the way of 1-drops that are useful early on. And it's Phyrexian poison, as is the case like 40 to 50% of the time these days. And already with the Planeswalkers.
I'll take note of all your failures. Organic minds are easily quelled.
Alright, then Squee comes out. We can't kill him. I don't need to attack with the -1. We'll also attack him there.
Predictable and uninteresting. Become subdued.
Look at him being on defense now. Okay, 3 poison tokens. And Jace can just mill us for 12 cards if he's got a mill strategy. He thinks he's gonna... Ooh, Teferi too.
The entire
is tough.
multiverse is at stake. I won't back down.
You can be made to obey.
There is much the past can teach us.
Okay, so what do we do here? I guess we do this. He tapped out for that. So, we attack. And we're gonna do 4 to you. And let's just get rid of Teferi. I think Teferi's more... There. That'll give us 5 against him. 2 Planeswalkers down for the count. Not too shabby.
Running out of time.
Yeah, that's you, not me. I feel good. Another Planeswalker.
So this is my opponent. I'm not impressed. You can't fight what you can't see.
And the Planeswalker strategy did not work. Yippee! Alright. We beat a bunch of Planeswalkers, people. Like and subscribe. Before I forget to tell you again. Found an opponent fairly fast. We're up against Mochi. And with a Valet and Sticky Fingers in the opening hand, and we have a 2-mana play. I like that we have a 2-drop available. And I like that they have a tap land. I just can't afford to get mana starved. We might have to put Sticky Fingers on the Requisitioner if he survives. We lost him. Okay. Pay with 1 treasure to get the ability attack, and we get a treasure back. Now if they remove the valet, at least we get another draw card. Our opponent doesn't miss a land drop. A little conniver, huh? What did you exile? Recommission. Okay. I have menace. You can't stop me. Straight to the battlefield. Do you still have a 1 mana spell you can cast too? Oh, just another land. Okay. And we die. Fine. Oh, if we do it now, we'd lose it. Fine. Excuse me. Die again. And 6 land star 3. I wonder why I didn't block with one of them. Okay, can't be blocked, and he gets to connive. Really? Well, if you're not going to block, don't let me stop you. I feel good. Actually, my throat feels terrible now. It feels like it got something in it. Okay, I feel like we've got enough land. I think they're going to need another board wipe if they want to keep us off their back. They're making good use of the recommission card. Is that mana value 3 or less? It's good to use with Tpull. However, he just did a land? Why would you do the land when you know I've got a 2 power? Well, I guess they've got a useful card they want to use. And they're going to do it again. Here goes the board wipe. Okay, so it gets the land back. Oh, hello. We'll take it.
Retake this land from Phyrexia.
If Stenzi gets up to 13, we've got lethal damage. A third copy of Tpull's. Ooh. Nice.
I'll melt you to slag.
You're gonna take it? I did not expect that. I felt sure you would block. That's lethal. We won with Valet, not in the normal way of creating tokens, but this shows you an alternate way we can win. Alright, I think I'm going to have to leave it there just because I started coughing up a storm, and I don't have any water handy. So, we got our 15 wins. That's actually a perfect place to end the night. Yes, let's go ahead and show you the deck one last time. Another successful entry onto the Devilish Valet playlist. Go ahead and look up the playlist if you haven't seen the previous ones. We've got lots of good deck construction there, got lots of good matches, and I think I'm kind of happy with the way this turned out. The Sticky Fingers is a good combo. I think the Gleeful Demolition is a good combo that may be worth exploring more. If you guys come up with a nice little Phyrexian Devilish Valet deck, let me know. I'm thinking maybe an artifact kind of thing. What if we had more Skitterbeam Battalions, more Gleeful Demolitions? You know, maybe we take out Monoform Hellkite or Mishra's Onslaught or something instead in its place. That kind of thing. There's other ideas, so it's not just one trick pony here with creating a red deck for Valet. There may be some other options in red that we can use that would be just as good or maybe even better. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, new people, hit subscribe. Everybody, if you haven't, hit the like video. We don't get a lot of likes. I can use more likes. I think it's supposed to be good for YouTube. That's what they tell me. But we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one.